Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. So another lockdown news roundup. And as you know, the news, it's not the news, it's just a steady stream of mind control propaganda. And I'm sure you have heard, there's a climate crisis going on, allegedly. There's the COP26 coming in November. And every puppet tyrant and their uncle is going to be at it. The Queen, the Pope, Joe Biden, they're all flying in and they're going to be wringing their hands and telling everyone that they should be on a war footing to save the world and ration food, turn off your lights in your house at 9 p.m. every night, rationing your internet use and so on. Expect an absolute avalanche, a bombardment of propaganda coming about this over the next few weeks. And just to show you how much the media are pushing it and how many angles and how it all works in tandem with one another, here's a selection from the fake stream from just yesterday. First up, we've got the Queen. Queen slams irritating world leaders for being all talk, no action on climate change. It says here, in an extraordinary intervention. It says the Queen dubbed leaders of countries, including China and Russia, as irritating for failing to commit to next month's COP26 climate change conference. Well, so much for the Queen keeping out of political issues. The royal family, sponging off of everyone in the UK while they sit on 100 billion fortune, all right? The royal family stand to make a fortune out of all this Green Deal stuff, yeah? Like they need to make a fortune. Look at this, Queen's property manager and Treasury to get windfarm windfall of nearly 9 billion. 9 billion pounds, it says here. The Crown's estate's first auction of its seabed licences in a decade will earn the Queen's property manager 879 million a year for up to the next 10 years. Well, of course then the Queen and the royal family are really behind the climate change conference. Of course, why wouldn't they be? It's going to make them 10 billion in this one instance. It's no wonder she's laughing. And of course, not only was the Queen out yesterday complaining about there being no action, also we had Prince William. He was whinging on the BBC. Repair this planet, he says, telling everyone they should focus their attention on fixing the planet. They can't shut up about the climate, can they, and the environment? I suppose it hasn't got anything to do with them making billions out of it, is there? Oh, and then to top it all off, they even got Prince George yesterday, 8-year-old Prince George. He's also in the propaganda fake stream media. Prince George couldn't understand why litter returned to the street after participating in a litter-picking school exercise around London. So they're even using the kids to push the agenda that they look to be making 10 billion from, just from the seabed licenses alone. And that's all in one day. What else have we got? Pushing the agenda from yesterday. More nonsense from the Telegraph. Specialist protest removal squads to target eco-mobs at COP26. Police step up tactics amid fears demonstrators will join rail and bin man strikes to wreak havoc during the climate summit in Glasgow. So what you're going to remove the fake protesters that are working for the same billionaires that are putting the event on? All in order to push the agenda? Of course you are, yes. Here's another one, establishment puppet pretend rock band Coldplay. Coldplay will go on first ever battery-powered world tour next year, after vowing not to unless it was sustainable. It says the group announced their first tour in 5 years and vowed it would be powered by 100% renewable energy, including solar energy and recycled cooking oil. Okay, so, maybe they should get in contact with Prince Charles, see if they can borrow some of his surplus English white wine and cheese, which he runs his bloody Aston Martin on. You see how it works? So you've got the royal angle propaganda in the press, but then they get a member of the Peekaboo Club, a Pop-Tart, to push the agenda too. Coldplay. couldn't rock their way out of a wet paper bag. And then here we have Greggs. Now, the other day they were whinging about running out of sausage rolls. Oh, but they've got no problem with a sausage alternative. Another Greggs favourite goes vegan. Bakery announces a new plant-based version of its festive bake will go on sale alongside the meaty version for Christmas 2021. So in Great Reset La La Land, meat is a big no-no. They don't want people eating meat in the future. They want you to be eating crickets. It's just not sustainable, they say, for our incredibly fragile earth. And so here we get a Greggs vegan festive bake. Look, I've got nothing against people being vegetarian or vegan. I mean, it could be argued that is healthier. But when you see this, it's not because there is massive demand for it. It's on account of pushing the agenda. And what is this vegan festive bake? It's made from corn. That's a fake festive bake, a fake bake. Corn was the start of ultra-processed fake meat. Why put this processed fake stuff in there? Just put some vegetables in it, if you're going to go down the vegan route. And here we have Joe Biden, who is confirmed to be appearing at the COP26 in Glasgow. Another story from today. It's not happening until November. Anyway, with sleepy, sniffy puppet tyrant Joe Biden, at least we will get some comedic relief from all the hand-wringing going on. So why is there all of this propaganda from the royal family members, from pop stars, from Greggs Bakery, and all on the same day? What is all of this? Well, it's because they want to bring in loads of rules, of course, in regards to the environment. They want to bring in climate lockdowns. Now that they feel they have trained you in the pandemic lockdowns, they want climate lockdowns. Not sure who this fella is, but he explains it quite well.
Are you ready for climate lockdowns? What, you think I'm making that up? Avoiding a climate lockdown by the WBCSD, that rolls off the tongue. That stands for the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. 3M, Apple, Bloomberg, BMW, Chevron, BP, Dow, DuPont, Google, IBM, IKEA, Kellogg's, Nestle, Procter & Gamble, it just keeps going. This was published way back in October 2020, so it's not even a new thing. They say in the near future, the world may need to resort to lockdowns again, this time to tackle a climate emergency. Wait, how could the climate create an emergency that we need a lockdown to solve? Who cares? They say under a climate lockdown, governments would limit private vehicle use, ban the consumption of red meat, and impose extreme energy-saving measures. Fossil fuel companies would have to stop drilling. To avoid such a scenario, we have to overhaul economics and do capitalism differently.
So yeah, this is all a massive primer, trying to get the people to accept it by hyping it up in the media. You don't have to accept it though. People have the power. You control everything if you stick together. As I've told you, you have the power. If you don't think that's true, ask yourself why is there a big COP26 event, environmental climate change event, with all of these people coming together, flying in, Pope, Queen, Biden, everybody, all for this show. Why are they doing it? It's them manufacturing a show, an illusion of power, in order to make you think they are all-powerful. If they were really all-powerful, why would they bother with the show, with the COP26? They would just do what they wanted to do. They don't need to have to convince you, but they do. That's why you have the media propaganda. Oh, here's an interesting one that I tweeted a few days back, talking about the Pope and the Vatican. The Vatican are very much belonging to the psycho puppet tyrant control grid. They are very possibly one of the major players in all of this. You'll note how every president and every UN president go to visit the Pope or the Vatican and pay their respects. But here is a poster for an event at the Vatican on October the 23rd. It's called Elite Global Leaders Conference, by invitation only. It says technology that empowers humanity. The code programming our future for good. So they are having discussions at the Vatican about how they are going to program people with code. And look who the keynote speakers are. 2 authors of a book called The Transhuman Code. Says it all, really. Okay, that's my roundup of news. Just wanted to show how the media push an agenda, but do it from different angles, such as from the royal angle, from the Pop-Tart angle, and from the fast food angle, all in the one day. It's that type of saturation that is used to really attempt to really control people's perception and their opinion and their mind, pretty much. As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to the tribe at hugotalks.com, a place for like-minded souls who don't follow the herd.